yourself. I don't know about you, but my heart. Me, very hot. All day, every day, all night, every night. It's like them leg a piece of heat pan we, and on top of the heat, the water lock off at 5 o'clock every day. If you live in Kingston and St. Andrew, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I guess maybe some parts of St. Catherine, I'm not too sure. But gosh, then you have the so-called drought. No, sir. How we can manage it at them time, huh? That's why you have to find ways to save water, conserve water, and probably even catch up liquor water, right? We drink some more water.
How much time make us the water?
Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel, Hacks by Banks. I'm Sasha, and if you guessed it, today I'm going to tell you about water conservation outside. I'm going to show you some of the things that we did from a DIY cost saving perspective, which also saves us water, especially in these times, right? Previously we did a video on water saving tips that you can implement inside of your home, and trust me guys, we dropped some real gems in that video. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. All right, and if you need any more information about saving water both inside, outside, and it can help out just in general to conserve water, then go ahead and check out Water Project JA for a host of information on how you can conserve water. All right, so let's just
fast forward, so let's skip.
Yeah, we're here to tell you, well, I'm here, Rory's outside waiting on me in the heat, but essentially we did a project about 2.5 years ago. Well, yeah, thereabout. It's a very old project. It's one of our very first DIY projects, and we have to share it with you again because it's just so awesome. We are able to capture and save water for use outside. I will also have a little hack which we go show you that conserves the amount of water that you use in your garden. A water lock off time, so be careful with the second one. So without further ado, even though I love to talk to you know a long time, but so no, you don't know yet. Let's go outside and see what Rory has to show us, and yeah, hopefully you'll be able to implement some of these things in your home too.
Alright, so let's talk about the problem that we were solving. And yes, water conservation was very important for us, but we had an issue where too much water was flowing off this roof right here. And what would have happened is whenever rain would have been falling, a lot of water would have run off the roof and settled right here, almost creating like a pond. And we can't have a pond here because that will lead to possible flooding, insects. Yeah, so we came up with a solution to create a gutter. Well, before we created the gutter, we checked out the price to purchase gutters, and the prices were pretty high. So we said, we're DIY, so let's create a little project. And what we did is we utilized some drain pipes, and I think this was a 3-inch waste pipe. So we just buy one 3-inch waste pipe, we cut it in half, and then we mounted it on the eave of this roof. And what that resulted in is any water that was running off the roof would have been channeled into the gutter, and instead of just diverting that water, we then created a storage. And this literally is a barrel. So we sent a barrel from foreign and we repurposed the barrel. So what we did is we cut a hole in the top of the barrel, and the same pipe from the from the drain that we created. So all of these are PVC fittings, by the way. So this is a bend, and this is a
Reducer.
reducer, 3-inch to a 2-inch reducer. And then we just directed it right into the barrel. Before we install the barrel though, we wanted to ensure that we had a tap so we could get the water out. So we had to cut a hole in the barrel, and then we installed, this was actually an old tap that we had around, and we just put I don't think you can see it clearly now, but again we use PVC fittings, and we just put it in here and we screwed on the tap, and there hasn't been any leaks. We have been using it. And one of the cool thing about this setup is once the drum is full, there's a run over here, a overflow. So the water would automatically overflow and go into our main drain. So there's another pipe that, and you can see part of it here. So this was a French drain that we created.
Full of stone now though.
Yeah, but water can still go in it. And there's quite a bit of these along this perimeter. And it goes right back into our drainage. So ideally, if we could have had more drums, then we could have more water. But we haven't had a case where this have been empty, and we pretty much utilize it every day.
Every day.
Royal utilizes it every day.
Royal use it every day, yeah.
You can see evidence of his toys around here. And there's some buckets over there that he loves to come and fill it up. But it's pretty good, because we use this to water the flowers, water the grass.
Especially now that we have water restrictions, it
Yes.
comes in very handy to try to save some of that water. Yeah.
Yeah, the only drawback with this is the water pressure isn't as strong because of the height. So what we would have to do is to raise the height of the barrel. But from an aesthetics perspective, we didn't want it to be at the front of the house and you can see the barrel, a big blue barrel. So if we're going to raise it, then Sasha, the designer, will have to create something fancy or pretty around it to hide it.
The barrel, alright. We catch the water in a bucket and water the plants, and Royal don't mind that. So
because even the blocks, ideally we wanted to create like a platform or to put something around it to hide it. Another cool accessory that we have to save water. So majority of us would have a garden hose, and most time when we have the garden hose, we don't necessarily have a nozzle fitted to it. And one of the cool thing with this nozzle is that you can adjust different settings in terms of how you want the water to spray. So that's a jet, that's a shower. Oh, it's not turned on. Alright, so this particular one has, I think, 7 different settings. So that's a shower, and we normally use the mist. So the mist would conserve the amount of water, and you can see how it actually sprays. You have the soaker, a cone setting, and then this one is a full. This one sprays the most powerful water, so we hardly use that one unless Royal is going to use it. I also have the jet. So it's normally the shower that we use whenever we're watering our plants, but again, because of NWC and the restrictions that are in place, so we primarily use our water catchment for watering the lawn and watering the plants. But whenever the restriction is lifted, we're going to be mixing or alternating, because it's much easier to utilize this, especially when we're watering the grass, because it's so spread out. And this cost under $2,000, 2,000 Jamaican dollars.
I think it is finished.
There are some more cost-effective one. However, I don't think they're as durable, because this is actually metal. The other ones that we had were only plastic, and after a time they tend to break. So we got this one, and we have this for about a year now, and it's still holding up strong.
Alright guys, so before I go outside, let me just shoot the outro because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it after. So hope you found some really good tips in this video. Hope you go ahead and check out our previous video for inside tips. And I also would love for you to go on waterprojectja.com to get even more tips on how you can save water. Thanks for watching, and of course, I'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys.